And he freaked out. And I just remember this woman-like scream coming from the passenger seat of the car.
Yeah, and then the guy at the end where he was like, what are you guys doing? I was like, we have a podcast. He goes, how'd you guys start? I was like, we got a microphone. We started talking.
Right. Yeah.
The way anybody starts anything.
It's typically what a podcast consists of.
He's like, yeah, my friends tell me I should have a podcast. I'm pretty funny. I'm like, well, probably not.
If you have to tell me you're funny, you're probably not that funny.
It's like when a guy says I'm a cool guy, you're probably not a cool guy.
You're probably not right.
If somebody asks you, hey, describe yourself like, hey, I think I'm funny. Right. If somebody asks you to describe yourself, that's one thing. When you go out of your way to say, well, people say I should have a podcast because I'm funny.
Right.
You're not funny.
You're not. Chances are no one ever actually told you that. You made that story up.
It's the past few episodes we've done. I think I've been tried to be calm and collected. Not because I wanted to create this persona of who I want to be.
Right.
But I've been trying, in my life to just be more calm and collected. But I got it. The whole fucking weekend just tested my patience. And then I was on the fucking phone and I was just reading about conspiracy theories because I just like to aggravate myself. These flat earther motherfuckers. Let me tell you something, dude. These people who go against empirical science
I know.
And just believe what they want. I think it might just be trolling or they're fucking morons. Either way, they got to go. Take them out back and shoot them. How dare they breathe the same air as me with their non-contributing fucking idea? How do you go against? So that means, okay. So if you think the earth is flat, that means that every planet is flat, right? Every star is flat.
I guess.
Okay. So why is the government lying about it?
It's not even just why are they lying about it. Think about how many people would have to be lying about it.
That's the whole thing with conspiracies. The amount of people that need to be in on it.
Right.
It's not fucking feasible.
Right.
Someone tells me a secret, I will hold it.
Right.
But I'm also like, I could tell one person.
Yeah, right. I'll tell my mom.
Yeah. My mom's not gonna. My mom doesn't know anyone.
Mom, guess what? When I went to space, the Earth's actually flat.
Also, we shot it in a green screen in New Mexico.
Want to know who shot Kennedy?
We didn't go to the moon. The only mom knows.
That's it.
If you want to know the truth, ask the astronaut's mom.
That's it, right? Ask the family members. They know. Auntie Millie knows.
Just in case you guys are wondering, this isn't Gatorade. Take the fucking
this guy's on a tear tonight. You see this guy?
Yeah.
Finally, we get him to open up a little bit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He's about the most lethargic co-host I've ever had.
You're a good friend.
The only co-host I've ever had.
You're a good friend, a good support. This is what I need in my life. Fly down to Florida for this bullshit.
Somebody had to get it out of you.
This bullshit.
If it only took a bad Saturday to do it, I'm happy we experienced it.
Bad Saturday, bad Friday.
Friday wasn't too bad.
It wasn't good.
I could tell you why we had a bad Saturday, but I won't mention any names. There's another guy in the room currently that caused our night to be a little funky.
On Friday.
Yeah. What's up, Doug?
Hey, Doug. Come here often? That was a shit episode. I'm glad that got scrapped.
Yeah, Doug actually saved all you from I wouldn't say it was a bad episode.
I would.
I think we were tired and stressed out, and it was a first. So I guess it's a learning experience.
Dude, that's it, man. We're new to this. We're still trying to figure everything out between shooting formats, uploading the epides.
Right.
Doug came to the rescue on Friday to get that done for us.
Sniffing your nose into the mic constantly.
At least it didn't rain.
At least there was no humidity. It's the coldest day in Florida in October ever.
Yeah, 88.
88 with 95% humidity.
A cool 88.
A cool, humid breeze.
A brisk 88.
I swear to God, I had so many beads of sweat going down my back at one point, I could literally count them.
Dude, I was sitting in a puddle. I wanted to go home, so.
Those pineapples were getting pretty dark on your shirt.
Yeah, right. My nipples were poking through the white.
They went from a yellow to a dark orange.
They had a hue.
So that was our weekend.
It's fine. You look back on it that you fucking laugh.
Well, you have to laugh about it. I mean,
yeah, because otherwise you'd murder people.
Yeah, drown them in the pool.
Yeah, it was a nice pool. I want to jump in so bad.
Yeah, I did too, actually.
Yeah.
At one point, I was so hot, I was like, one guy jumped in with his hat on. It's like, that's how I feel right
I
now.
wanted to put my hat in the pool and just throw it on my
I
head.
would have jumped in with everything on, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously. But it was a good time, though. I mean, I enjoyed myself otherwise.
I like doing the on locations.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys enjoy them as much as we do.
Oh, no one's ever going to see the...
You'll see clips. You'll see clips. It's like, you ever hear like a comedian when they say, you should never talk to somebody with a mic in front of them.
Like hecklers at like a show?
One, this is what we do for a living. And two, we're probably funnier than you. So...
There's a comedian.
Enter at your own risk.
And he was talking with his girlfriend, and she was like, well, you always hang out with your friends. You always have so much fun. We hang out. You never laugh that much. He goes, yeah, my friends are professional comedians. It's a pretty good time.
I give comedians a lot of credit, man.
I fucking love stand-up so
I swear.
much.
It takes a lot of balls to get on stage and
to actually be good at it.
Yeah, and then I'm going to have to deal with the dickhead in the back fucking heckling them.
I love watching crowd work, though.
Yeah, it's the best.
Sam Morril is great at it. There's so many good. Bill Burr is a legend at it.
Bill Burr. Oh, remember when he went off in Philly?
Yeah, that was the Opie and Anthony.
He's like, I hope you all get AIDS and fucking die.
Because you fucking worship. You have a statue of a fake person. Right. Talking about the Rocky statue,
right at the top of the stairs.
It's so great. Your idol isn't a real person.
He goes 15 more minutes,
counting it down.
He's counting down every minute. He destroyed these people. This entire fucking crowd. They loved him by the end, dude.
Yeah,
they really did.
Philly's a tough place.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when you start going off on them like that.
Yeah. And that you have him cheering for you at the end.
Yeah, well, he was hilarious. I mean,
he's fucking hilarious.
What else can you do, at that stage? He's got used to have a pretty big anger problem from what I understand. So.
I think he's gotten better.
Yeah,
he's talked about it since he's had his kids. I think he has 2 kids now. But yeah, it's still got the Boston anger. Like that's embedded.
Oh no, you could hear it in his voice.
I think it's managed.
He's like, I hate to say this, but I could see him snapping one day.
Talks about it all the time.
Seriously, just that one thing that's just going to drive him over the edge.
I love that shit. Like even going back to Saturday, like those uncomfortable moments. I don't know why I find so much joy in that.
I love awkward moments.
Don't you?
I really do.
I'm like, oh, it's gonna get fucking fun.
I do. I mean, people might think I'm a dick. I go out of my way to make things more awkward. Like if I sense an awkward moment.
Yeah, you're a bad person.
I'm sorry. I love it. I do. I do. I really goat people in those situations.
Why?
Because it's entertaining.
So it's personal.
Because it's not that it's personal. It's that it's just some of the shit that's
for personal gain.
Oh yeah, it's for my self-enjoyment.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, I think people just overreact to things a lot, and I think that they get uncomfortable in situations where they really shouldn't be. I think people care too much about what others think. Seriously, they do. I could give 2 fucking shits about what most people think that I know. Never mind if I don't know you.
That is something as I'm getting older. I'm getting really good at.
What, not caring what people think? Well,
man, dude. Yeah, I just don't give a shit. I don't care. Your opinion, I don't care. And it's not to say I don't care. Like people obviously I love and care about. But especially when someone gives their opinion when you didn't ask for it. Like, shut the fuck up. You want my opinion? No, I want you to go get hit by a fucking car.
Unsolicited advice. You don't like that?
No, dude. It's unsolicited advice. I think is it's the rudest thing you can give somebody. And I hate that passive. You want my advice? No, you've been divorced 3 times, Shelly. Shut the fuck up. You want my advice? No, you weigh 286 pounds. No.
Yeah, I don't need you telling me how to lose weight.
Don't give me this. Do as I say, not as I do. No, I know what to not do.
Right. It's like tell me what didn't work for you.
Yeah, tell me. Yeah,
so
tell me what you're doing so I can do the opposite.
Right.
You want my advice? Yeah, don't be you.
Right.
Because that's all advice really is anyway, right?
What people
generally have failed at things.
I was going to say failures.
yeah. Yeah, that's really what it is.
No, I mean you can't. It's not that black and white. I mean, honestly, typically, you would hope most advice comes from a place of experience. So a fat person who got very skinny would be well within their rights to give you advice on how to get skinny. You don't think? I would think so.
Again, if I asked for it.
If you asked for it, right?
Right, but yeah, if I sought advice, I would seek advice from somebody who used to be large and then was not large. Yeah, but I wouldn't ask the person who was larger than when they were large.
Right.
Like, you got some first for me?
Do I have some
First car.
My first car was a Plymouth. It was my Aunt Anna's old car. It was this maroon, ugly looking fucking thing, just like Doug's shirt over here. And
Wow. Going John Ham. First car, Plymouth.
Plymouth. Yeah, it was my aunt's. I think it was my aunt's first car. It might have been 87 years old. This fucking
She got the car during the Depression.
Oh, dude, for sure. It was definitely a car that they designed during the Depression. Absolutely. When they had no real quality products to put together.
The car was all metal.
It was just it. It was just a thin sheet of metal wrapped around a very, very small frame. But
it was a tank from World War II that they converted.
Seriously.
Had a diesel engine.
Oh, it was brutal, man. It had the back when they had the shifter behind the wheels in cars.
Oh, yeah. Yep,
you remember those?
Yeah.
So I hated that fucking thing. I hated it, but it was bad. I went to high school back in 97 to 2000, 2001. And, so putting subwoofers and speakers in your car was like huge.
Oh, you remember Jim and John Massera?
I do.
Yeah. They did all that shit.
Oh, dude, I decked this thing out. I swear I put more money in speaker equipment than that car was actually worth in it.
Everyone had it.
Like easily.
The subwoofers.
I mean, dude, when those woofers.
The bass.
When those woofers went, you ever see somebody like flip the sheets of metal?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's like
that's what the sides of my
car
did.
It looks like when an atomic bomb goes off and everything.
The
shock wave.
The whole car shook down the road. I mean, it was crazy. You could hear the metal, like the tin, like between the metal kept hitting the frame from the subwoofers.
You drove an oversized tuna can.
Oh, dude, I used to do everything. I swear, everything to get rid of that car. I mean, that thing would not fucking die. I mean, I used to like 60 miles an hour. So you remember the driveway that I had?
Yeah.
Up on the
Steep
side.
motherfucker.
No, not the driveway. The spot we'd pull up to in front of the house.
Yeah, in front of the gate.
Yeah, right in front of the gate. So I would literally come down the road at like 60 miles an hour.
Try and bottom out.
No, not try to bottom. I'd go up on it and throw it into park at like 45. You'd literally hear the chain just go.
Why'd you just try and drop your transmission?
No, dude, I did that like 150 times, bro. Fucking thing would not die for me.
I used to fucked up. I used to leave my keys on the trunk of my car, hoping it would get stolen.
Right. Somebody take it, please. But no, my next car was all right though.
You had the Legend.
The Acura Legend. Yeah, I love that thing.
Legends still look dope.
Then I got into my first car accident. And I wrapped it around a tree. You didn't know that, did you?
Yeah.
So I was in Long Island visiting my uncle, and I took this.
You never cease to amaze me.
No, dude, I swear. And the crazy thing was, it was like this huge oak tree, and it was like infamous.
Not anymore.
For people coming around the bend and just wiping out right into it. So sure enough, I had to test and see how fast I could go around the turn. Sure enough, I went around that turn, dude. Put me right into the fucking tree, bent the whole frame of the car, dude.
Tree's fine.
Tree was fine, dude. Had my license plate in it, actually.
In the tree?
In the tree, yeah.
That'd be great if it started growing around it.
Oh, dude, probably is. I don't think I got it.
That was your first car accident?
I left it there. That was my first car accident, yeah. Well, actually, no, it actually wasn't. I stole my parents' car when I was 15 years old. I stole, all right, let's not use the word stole. I borrowed my mother's Acura, another Acura, and we were driving down Grand Street. Was it Grand Street? It might have been Grand Street in Croton in Westchester County. And
shout out Croton.
Shout out Croton. Yeah, fuck that town. Fucking shout out nothing.
Didn't go well, did it, Chris?
No. Fuck out.
Not all of us have horrible memories of that place.
Yeah, it's a town with a population of 800 people, and 75 of them were in our class.
All right.
It was ridiculous. That's why I never hung out there. The only reason I ever hung out in Croton was because of my first girlfriend, if you could even call her that, Cynthia. That was it. If it wasn't for her, I would have never.
You can't skip over the time you stole your parent's car at 15. Let's get back
you want to get back to that story? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I borrowed my parents' car when I was 15 years old. I was driving down Grand Street with Nick, and of course we were kids. We were 15. So there was.
I didn't steal my parents' car at 15.
No, why would you? You're like a little fucking brown noser,
or just not a piece of shit asshole.
God forbid you ever did anything rebellious.
You're right. I should have stolen my parents' car. That's
anything. I mean, fuck. Who the fuck wants to be vanilla?
Not you.
Definitely not.
Few cars destroyed by the time you were 16. You were fucking racing towards chocolate.
I was racing.
Trying to get that cookie dough real quick.
At that time, you were never behind the wheel of a car. You were 15 years old, as you should not have been. And so Nick was sitting in my passenger seat, had no concept of distance from the front of the car to the back of the car in front of me. So he just saw me like, and I was fine. I was just rolling up to it, maybe quicker than the normal driver would. And he freaked out. And I just remember this woman-like scream coming from the passenger seat of the car. And it scared the shit out of me. I went and just to slam the brake, and I caught the gas pedal when I went to slam the brake, and the car nosedived down and right under the car in front of me, dude. The whole hood, like an accordion, came right up to the windshield.
How fast were you going?
I mean, it was not that fast, but I was very close to them when I hit the acceleration. So I probably smacked them about 25 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It was just the way that, because I hit the brake simultaneously, the nose of the car dipped.
Yeah.
So it made it underneath. They had an SUV. So it got underneath their car. So, of course, you know, like the kid that I was, I put it in reverse very carefully, and I drove home.
You left the scene of a crime.
I left the scene of the car accident. And then I actually told the cops that somebody stole the car. I said, yeah, I don't know where the keys are, man. Came to the house.
Is that when they came to the house and they were like, the engine's warm?
They were like, dude, the car's in the driveway. I said, I don't know, maybe they put it back.
Bro, you're such a fucking piece of shit.
But no, that was nothing. Listen,
that was nothing.
15 years old, dude. I didn't know any better. You think I was the only person in high school to ever
You're
take their
not
parents' car?
slow.
People take their parents' cars all the time.
They don't fucking flee the scenes of crimes.
Dude, I was 15. I was scared shitless.
As you should have been for stealing a
And
car,
borrowing.
borrowing.
I did what any scared kid would do. I ran.
Oh, you're right. You're justified.
You would have stood there and owned it.
No, Chris, I wouldn't have stolen the car.
Right.
Because that's what happens when you don't know how to drive a car. You crash.
Robbie, I'm sure I could go through your history and find a bunch of little weirdo things that you did.
We had a...
Oh, here we go. Here comes the first.
Well, so I don't say... You say like, because I didn't get arrested all the time, I'm fucking vanilla.
No one's saying that I'm proud of getting arrested. I'm just saying I lived a fairly exciting life. It happened to find me in the back of cop cars from time to time.
Often. You have a punch card?
We'll say time to time. I actually used to clock in at the police station. We're like, oh, it's about that time.
Chris is here.
Right.
All right. There's a pen.
Dude, I used to terrorize those local town cops, dude.
In Croton.
I used to light cigarettes in the back of their police cars. All kinds of shit. I'd sneak a beer like while they were putting me in cuffs. Take it out and start drinking it in the back seat. They fucking hated me, dude.
Yeah. No,
they hated me so much they went after my little brother a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They caught Mike with a fake ID.
Fake driver's
Charged
license.
him with a felony.
Yeah, that was during Summerfest.
Right.
I remember that by the graveyard.
For fraud, what they call it? Falsifying a government document.
Yeah.
And then impersonation.
Yep.
I don't think it was him on it or he changed something on it.
No, it wasn't his ID.
It wasn't his ID.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a lot of crazy first, but I wouldn't trade them for anything in the world because honestly, they were a lot of fucking fun, man. You don't think about it at the time because you're just enjoying yourself so much. I think now, and I'm like, yeah, that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
But man, I had a good time. I can never look back on my life and ever say that I didn't have a good time. I had a fucking blast.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
I did.
Sounds like it for sure.
For sure. I regret I told you, I regret the problems and pain it caused others at times, but I have no regrets for anything that I've done in my life.
Oh, I talked to your mom on Friday.
It's a good way to segue.
Well, I was just talking about the good times because I was just saying for dealing with two barons, Carla, you get a free entry into heaven.
You think those were good times for her?
No, I think because she dealt with it with such grace, she gets like the TSA pre-check.
I wouldn't necessarily call it grace, but she definitely handled it.
Well,
as gracefully as one could.
You didn't give her a stroke yet.
No, I didn't give her a stroke.
So, yeah.
But, so yeah, why don't you give me an exciting first if you have one?
First time I got a BJ on the highway?
No one's ever done that before, Robbie.
Why do you sound fat?
Robbie, you ever notice when Robbie gets stuck into a corner he hates?
I always hate.
He immediately hates.
I hate when I'm happy. I hate when I'm upset.
His default to somebody cracking a joke is straight haterade.
Your jokes aren't funny. We've talked about
We've said this too. I won't even get into it. Actually.
Don't.
I'm just gonna let you.
Yeah,
keep
why don't
going.
you ask me a question for the first time in 16 episodes?
What's your favorite ice cream? Vanilla?
Cookie dough.
Vanilla with cookie dough in it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Cookie dough's the shit.
You're a real rebel there.
What do you like, fucking butter pecan?
Chunky Monkey. You don't even know what it is, do you?
It's Ben and Jerry's. You're talking to a kid with tits. I know what fucking Chunky Monkey is. I was raised on Chunky Monkey. Sit down and speak when spoken to.
You are a chunky monkey.
Exactly.
Are you kidding? All right, yeah, let's go. Let's hear you first.
What do you want to know? First what?
I don't know. First time you actually grew a pussy hair.
First time I shaved my clitoris. I do remember getting my first armpit hair.
What about your first period?
First time I bled from my ass. The reason I don't give content is because you don't ask good questions.
I thought that was a very good question. Not many people with a beard have periods. I thought people might be interested in knowing that.
I was 12. I was young. Yeah. It's an early bloomer.
Menopause stage now?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I'm sweating. It's hot in here.
All right. How about the first time you had sex in a public place? That's a good one, actually.
No, it's not. You can do better.
I can do better than that? I
Yeah.
think people would really like to know.
First time.
Or the
sex
first
in a
time you
public
had sex
place?
and where it was.
I can't. I'd have to think. I thought you were gonna hit me with first car.
Are you still a virgin?
I mean, anal doesn't count.
No, seriously. All right. Do you need me to lead off?
No,
Right.
I'd really probably when I was 16, 17.
Where?
First place I can think of was my friend Sean was having a party, like the woods outside our high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
The woods, like back behind the fence?
You remember the cut spot where everyone smokes cigarettes?
Yeah.
Like that
Mhm.
area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you almost made it off the school property.
It's not school property.
I said,
Oh, I'm not there anymore. So do something about it.
they actually built that school up a lot since we left.
It's massive.
It's crazy.
Fuck it.
Dude, we had a graduating class of 62 kids in my class.
Oh,
Yours is bigger.
90.
Yeah. Not much bigger. But bigger. No. All right. So what else? What's something good first? How about the first time you ever blacked out? Why and where? Why we know, obviously. But where?
Oh, probably about the same time. I remember
Blacked out during the first time.
it was senior cut day, my senior year. That wasn't the first time I blacked out, unfortunately. It wasn't the last also. But I remember we were drinking all day and the cops kept like breaking everything up. So we go from like one location to another. And then I ended up going home and I passed out in my bathroom. And I had a sleeve of Ritz crackers, and a towel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember my mom came home. She's just like, "Oh, you deal with it. Like, you figure your shit out."
Right.
Then
get your life together.
I woke up. My friend picked me up, and I went to my other friend Ian's house, and we started drinking again.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Probably about what I would do.
The best thing you can do when you're drunk is keep drinking.
So it's funny that you're best. The first time I ever really blacked out was actually. So it's funny. I won't mention names. So I was in college. And I was in a fraternity at the time. And
Sig up!
No, not Sig up.
I don't know. I just wanted to yell at Greek shit.
It was Sammy, actually. So I guess I could say that name. So I was in Sammy at Hofstra. That's where I did my undergrad. And there was this. Actually, we'll use her sorority name. Her name was Jensen, and she was actually the girlfriend of a professional football player. And I had a huge thing for her. And she looked just like Jessica Simpson. So I had like this crazy infatuation with her. I thought she was like the hottest thing in the world. And I was out with my fraternity brothers at the time, and we used to go to this local bar called Dizzy, right on Hempstead Turnpike, across the street from Hofstra. So it was big college bars where everybody went, especially fraternities and sororities. And man, I was with my brother from the fraternity, Zach. Oh man, I can't believe his name's Zach. But so anyway, we're at the bar, and I was already fucking in the bag by the time I got there, as I usually was. And I just kept hitting on her like constantly all night. I refused to give up. I kept getting shut down time after time after time. And then finally someone had to come up to me and said, "Dude, you really have got to stop hitting on this guy's girlfriend. Like, he's a professional football player. He's going to kill you." So I was like, all right, whatever. I'll give it a break. I was like 20 at the time. And then I had blacked out shortly after that conversation. And I was told this whole thing the next day. So I wake up the next day on the bathroom floor of my fraternity house. my head on one side of the toilet, and I look over to my right, and there's Jensen naked on the other side of the toilet bowl. Dude, so apparently we went outside at Dizzy Lizard, and there's a pizza place right next door. And he's like, my friend Zach was like, I was trying to get you back to the fraternity. I said, like, just give me a second. Just like, I got to try one more time. I got to try. Like, pulled away from me. He went up to her. He goes, and I swear to God, dude, I went in to get a slice of pizza. I came back out, and you guys are making out up against the window at the pizza place. He's like, next thing I know, I walk upstairs, and you're fucking her over the bathtub inside the fraternity house bathroom. He's like, I couldn't believe. He's like, it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. He's like, I've never seen somebody get so ruthlessly shut down so many times and keep trying.
Dude, you are the definition of a fucking gnat.
Oh, dude, I couldn't. I had to have her. I'm sorry. I won't mention the football player's name to save him the humiliation of actually knowing about that night. But yes,
Are they still together?
let's just say that he was no, they're not at all. But I
I
actually
can't believe it didn't work
I
out.
bumped into them in a movie theater together though once after that.
Did you say hi to her?
I did. He's a big dude. Let's just say he was a football player of one of the shittiest NFL teams to ever play the sport.
I got the team.
You got the team, right? So does everybody else right about now. But so that was the first time I ever blacked out. So of course it had to be the first time I ever hooked up with like the first girl that I was like infatuated with in college.
How about first time you got arrested? I know so many think. Think of the first one.
The first time I was ever arrested. Oh, they arrested me for borrowing my mother's car.
He's still saying borrow.
That was the first time I ever got arrested. I was a youthful offender at the time.
It doesn't count.
It counts as the first.
Did you have charges pressed?
No, they didn't press charges against me. Oh, they forgave me.
I got arrested in Canada.
Did you in another country?
Yeah,
huh?
that's not what you want to do.
Wow.
Not what you want to do.
Now we're talking, Robbie. Let me hear it.
We go to spring break in high school.
Right.
And the drinking age in Canada was 18. I think it's 21 now or 19 or 20. It was 18, whatever. So there was 6 of us who went, and we ended up going out one night and blackout drunk, dude. All 6 of us are fucking blackout drunk. And it's one thing if you go out with a group of 6 guys and 1 or 2 of you are blackout. When all 6 guys are blacked out, like nothing good is going to happen.
Nothing good comes from that ever.
So we ended up, we're at this bar, Sir Winston Churchill's, and then we went, I think we went to another bar. Dude, I remember just pissing all over that city. You have to pee when you're drinking heavily. You pee. There's 6 of us. So every 16 steps, we're stopping and we're pissing all over buildings. And we had this thing called box out where the other 5 of us would like basketball, be like, box out, bye. We would scream it while the one guy would be pissing behind us.
Right.
So if, 2 people are walking down the street, we'd be like, box out, box, is screaming it in their faces while one of us is drawing more attention to people peeing. It was the stupidest fucking thing in the world.
Didn't you piss in the corner of someone's bedroom?
Yes.
You got up and you thought you went to the bathroom.
I did.
And then you pissed on their rug in the
I did.
bedroom.
That is accurate. It was an accurate
Whose
statement.
house was it?
You want their first and last name and their social and their date of birth?
Everything.
Credit card
I
number?
want anything I could get to
I'll
track
tell you
this
off
person
camera.
down. You'll tell me off camera. I can't even have a first name.
Andrew.
Oh, was it really? He
Yeah.
must have loved you, bro. Did he know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, did he wait?
He smells. It's got an odor to it. And he also woke up and saw me doing it. Yeah, that's how I knew I did it.
What the fuck, bro?
For all I know, it could have been him. I'm calling erroneous.
Yeah,
Picture it didn't happen.
pretty sure there was more than one person that saw you do it, wasn't there?
I don't know.
Was Mikey there?
No. So we're in Canada, go to this bar, and there's a bunch of girls there. And I remember there was a Britney Spears concert in Montreal that night.
Right.
So there's a bunch of cute girls there, and we're just, we're 18, so we're hanging out. We're trying to spit game is black. It was not going well. And then one of the girls accused one of my friends of stealing $20 from her purse. And this kid's a fucking scumbag. So he probably did it.
I want to know who it is.
Jimmy. Different Jimmy.
Okay.
You know.
I do.
Yeah. So he probably did it. And so we
I
get
feel
kicked
like I
out.
actually remember this story. I actually get.
So we get kicked out. And as I'm getting kicked out, one of the bouncers had his hand on my shoulder. Me thinking I'm fucking 18 and tough. I fucking slap his hand. I said, I could fucking kicks my knee in. I drop to the ground, steps on my face, like beats the shit out of me. Cops come and they arrest me. And I'm like, does it look like I fucking won? Does it look like I hit anyone?
They're like, sorry.
I'm bleeding from my eye.
Just because you lost the fight doesn't mean you're not getting arrested.
Yeah.
That's
So I'm
not
in the
how it
cop
works.
car. And then my friend Willie comes up because the cops are talking to the bouncers. My friend Willie comes up and opens the left side of the cop car that was facing the street.
Right.
I wasn't in cuffs or anything. Opens the door and we just fucking booked it down the street.
Oh, you ran from the cops?
Yeah, I was in the car and I was like, I'm not getting arrested in another country.
So you escaped.
Yeah.
So you're on the run.
I mean, they didn't have any of my info. They just put me in the car while they were talking to the bouncers.
I got news for you. They do now.
I went back another time. Come get me. So yeah,
That's good, Rob. Look at that. Yeah, I wasn't expecting
story gets
that.
even better.
Wow.
So we go back to the hotel.
Be careful. You're going to blow my mind, bro.
And our friend Ian is sleeping on the couch of the hotel lobby. This
Right.
is like 3 a.m., mind you. And I think it was my friend Willie was super. He's like, what the fuck? We got in a fight. You left us. Slaps him in the fucking face. Turns out Ian got kicked out because he was 17.
Right.
None of us realized it because we're all blacked out.
You just thought he left you there.
But yeah, we didn't have a room key, so he was just sleeping on the fucking couch. And he ended up taking a train home.
And he got slapped for it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sucks.
And it's really our fault because he got kicked out and we were too drunk to realize because he was 17. Oof. Canada's a good time. Have you
Sounds
been to
like it.
Montreal?
No, never. I want to go, though.
Been twice.
Been to Italy. Almost got arrested in Italy. I almost did. I didn't. Justin did. So Justin is a friend of ours who used to constantly get the shit kicked out of him when we were younger.
Couldn't fight.
Couldn't fight. Tough kid.
Yeah.
Could take a beating with the best of them. Just could not fight for his life, though. And yeah, dude, he's just, and at the time I was pretty good, pretty fluent in Italian at the time. Fluent enough, and I understood it even more. So I just knew like the minute we walked in, and guys, honestly, were I don't know why, if it's just Rome in general, but guys were super disrespectful to women, especially American women. And like as soon as we walked into the bar, these guys were just talking Italian, being dicks. And I should have known better. It was my fault. I think he was like, Joe, he said, what are they saying? I should have said, I don't know. But instead I charged them up and I told them. And next thing I know, this whole brawl breaks out in the middle of this bar into Campo di Fiore, which is a plaza in Rome. And the Companieri come, which are like their police. They're hardcore police.
The SWAT, please.
Like the SWAT police. They fill the whole market. Everyone's surrounded. I'm backing up like as far away from them as possible. And I don't remember if I understood what they were saying, but then I saw them reach for their pepper spray cans. And I knew exactly what they were about to do. So sure enough, he didn't listen and they pepper sprayed the fuck out of him, dude. Holy shit, bro. His face was orange. I mean, his contacts.
He got painted up.
His contacts melted in his eyes, bro. I swear, he fell back into the fountain in the middle of the plaza.
This is like a famous plaza.
It's a big plaza in Rome, yeah. Best pizza ever. Best pizza ever.
That's how you finish a story.
That's how you finish the story. That's
like the Charlie
icing on
Murphy
cake.
like Prince story. Then he made his pancakes.
Yeah, before we went to go see him, I actually grabbed a slice of pizza on my way.
Oh, because he got arrested?
Then we went to the hospital to make sure he was okay.
Did he get arrested?
He got arrested. He got transported to the hospital, and then they released him because they found out that he actually didn't technically start the fight.
Did he?
He didn't finish it either, but he definitely didn't start it. But yeah, they released him. His eyes, he came back with these swollen red eyes, bro. He couldn't see for like a day.
I remember when I got back from Canada, my eye was filled with blood. Like, not bloodshot.
Oh, from getting beat up?
Yeah, from getting fucking stepped on.
That'll do it to you.
And I come home, I go to my grandparents, and it was Passover. So my grandparents' Jewish holiday, I'm bleeding from my eye socket. My mom's crying.
Joyce, what happened to my poor baby?
And I got a speeding ticket on the way home.
Give me a Hebrew word for concern.
I don't know. I don't know any Hebrew.
No, none?
No.
Didn't you have to have your bat mitzvah?
Bar
mitzvah?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
You didn't learn anything.
I learned how to read Hebrew. Couldn't tell you what it means.
Do you know how to say the prayer?
You put it in front of me, yeah. And It's phonetically sounded out.
Starting to doubt that. Is it really phonetically sounded out?
If you put the phonetic, I can't read Hebrew anymore. The way you could speak Italian was the way I could read Hebrew.
Right. Yeah.
Like I could read it. I knew
what
their alphabet.
Right.
But I couldn't tell you what it actually meant.
Okay.
I could tell you like my Torah portion for my bar mitzvah. I don't know what I read.
Okay. Well, maybe one day you can try for me.
Sure, Chris. I'll get a Torah. We'll work on that.
But yeah, so anyway, that was my one great experience in Italy. It was just fucking treacherous.
How many times have you been arrested?
How many times?
Yeah.
Oof, I don't know, 30 at least. Something like that. Something in the neighborhood of. I mean, listen, it's making me sound like I'm like this crazy fucking convict. It was petty stuff. I was a kid. I did stupid shit. I lived in a town that had a population the size of the senior class in, Columbus High School in the Bronx. I mean, that's how big our town was. The graduating class in Columbus High was larger than the population of Crotonstown.
Croton's not that small.
Dude, it was 3,200 people.
I think it's 7,000 or 8,000 now.
Yeah, now.
Was it that small?
Yeah, it was small, dude. It's fucking small, bro. So anyway, so I came from the city, right? So I lived in the Bronx, which, let me add, had I been in the Bronx doing any of this stuff, I would have never been arrested for any of it, because they have far better things to do than chase down 16, 17-year-old kids fucking lighting garbage cans on fire.
Oh, you did that too?
I did do that, actually. In the Bronx, and I didn't get arrested.
How old were you? You were 9?
When I did that?
Yeah.
I was like 10. It was like the garbage can on the corner of Morris Park and Williamsburg Road. Everybody did, though. It's not like I invented the fucking...
No, I'm not
right.
implying that you did that.
It was a trend.
So kids now eat Tide Pods you used to light garbage cans on fire.
Yeah, I was ahead of my time.
I think we're regressing, man.
Yeah. So yeah, since you're so interested in my criminal background.
Let's keep going.
Right.
Don't stop.
So you want to know about the first time I ever got convicted of murder?
Not the first, second. You're saying
I'm kidding.
The first, like there was
kidding.
more than one?
Never happened, ever. Never.
First time your brother realized people thought he and I were gay together.
They thought you were dating?
Yeah. Hard. So,
well, I mean, you guys are a little, close.
My best friend for 30 years.
No,
so we just, and again, I no hatred for anybody. I'm just not gay. But we were on a cruise, which starting off with that sentence, we went on a cruise with your family.
Right.
And
when you say my family, you mean my parents?
Your parents.
Okay.
And your aunt.
Barbara?
Yeah. Oh. Because we had gone to New Orleans a few months prior, and my girlfriend and I had just broken up, and I already had the room booked. I was like, yo, man, you want to come to New Orleans? Like,
right.
You got to pay your free airfare, and, we'll take care of you. Like, yeah, that was a good time. And then we got back, and I was like, hey, would love to, take you on this. I was like, cool, let's free cruise. Like, fuck, that's awesome. So we go on the cruise, and we wanted to do something nice for your mom, because your mom paid for the whole thing. It was really, really sweet of her. So we go to the front desk or, whatever to book the excursions. And it's just like, oh, you want to go swim with dolphins with your mom? Like, just not realizing, talking about doing all these, what are they called? Excursions, right?
Right. Excursions. Yeah.
So, we booked a couple of excursions to do with your mom. And I think we did swim with dolphins with your mom, which is great. I think there's a picture of that in your house.
There's a picture of my mother with dolphins.
Yeah. Your brother and I were probably the ones who took it. We go back to then we go drink, because what else do you do on a cruise besides be fat and fucking drink?
Right. Honestly, the food and the drinks is the best part.
So, and your brother, I love him, but this is how unaware he was. We go back to the room, and he goes, oh, dude, they sent us up, like alcohol and like snacks. Like, Mike, they sent us champagne on ice and chocolate-covered strawberries.
He says snacks.
Yeah, he said they sent us food. I'm like, this is chocolate dipped strawberries, my guy. So... And we made friends with the person, I can't remember her name, super sweet, who set up all the excursions with us. And it turns out your mom and your dad befriended her as well, just talking to her. So we go down to meet them after dinner one night. And we went to one of the bars on the boat, and she's sitting with them, having a drink with them after shift. I guess she was like the concierge or hospitality. Right. So the whole time Mike, your brother, is so insecure about it, he keeps referencing his girlfriend at home. Where he's like, oh, yeah, no, when I get home, my girlfriend and I, I'm just like, he said the word girlfriend like 7 times just to kind of let her know.
Right.
And I was like, oh, dude, we got free alcohol and free snacks, right? What's the problem?
Oh, man. Mikey. Yeah, he's a little oblivious.
Everyone at the gym thought we were gay.
Did people like tell you this? Or they just based on the conversation?
No, they 100% because now still, I rented the apartment. We had the same address. So we go to the gym together. We're in the same car. We have the same address.
Right.
And they put 2 and 2 together. Like, oh, they live together.
You still have the same address.
Yeah. Everyone at the time thought at the gym that we were gay.
Yeah. I can see how that might happen.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I guess there's worse looking people you could think you're your boyfriend.
Everyone does. And we bicker like an old couple.
Yeah. Well, Mikey bickers with just about anybody he can. So,
yeah.
I used to, though. You say he's a piece of shit.
We're going to get him on for an episode.
One day you guys all get to meet my brother. We'll have him come on as a guest. He's a character.
Yes.
He might need a few to get going, but we'll get him going.
We're going to have to get him liquored up.
We'll put a battery in his pack, wind him up.
Yeah.
But
what else? What else firsts are exciting for you?
Exciting first? So many of them.
My first car I remember was was maroon also.
Your first car was?
Yeah.
I don't remember what your first car was.
It was a 93 Ford Taurus. We called it the Maroon Baboon. And it had, my grandparents gave it to me. And it was maroon on the outside. Even worse, though, it had maroon, like, velour interior.
Right.
I mean, you couldn't, it's just like they were like, how much fucking maroon can we put in this car?
Everything.
Everything, dude.
Yeah.
The fucking steering wheel.
It's like
was
the color palettes they liked back in that day. I don't know wwhere the fuck they came from.
Remember we used to put wood on cars, like on minivans?
Yeah, remember the side panels?
Yeah, and they're like, you know what, this car needs some wood.
Some wood. A wood panel.
Yeah, wood grain panel on the side.
Very safe. I'm trying to think of like good first experiences, man. Yeah, I feel like
remember the first time a girl touched your dick?
I do.
Yeah, you don't forget that.
It's at a strip club.
Stripper.
I was 16 years old, yeah.
Do you have any normal stories?
You know, it's pretty crazy when I think back to like all my first. They're all pretty wild and out there.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, mine was a, girl I was dating and I was like, oh, she's going to touch it.
I definitely was not dating the girl I lost my virginity to, that's for sure.
Go on.
Yo, you want me to elaborate on that?
Yeah, you can't fucking.
So we used to go. Everybody's gonna think I'm a scumbag now, of course. But keep in mind, I was 16 years old, ladies, and I would have probably fucked just about anything at that point.
That's fair.
And so we used to go to this strip club in Nanuet.
Oh, Stilettos?
No, it
wasn't
Lace. Stilettos. No, it wasn't Lace either.
What seedy club did you go to?
Yeah, it's called T&A's. You remember?
Oh no,
that's so it was in Nyack. And I'm sure it's not there anymore. But yeah, I don't know. I was just having fun with this one girl. She was younger, not my age. I was 16 at the time. They had no idea I was that young. But
because you sound like you smoked a pack of Marlboro Reds every day since you were 3.
Probably did. I think I started smoking when I was 13. That's when I had my first cigarette.
13?
13.
Yeah.
8th grade. Mm-hmm.
Go on with your story.
So anyway, no, not really a crazy story. We were just hanging out. She might have been like 20. 21, something like that. Not like crazy older than me.
You could see her daddy issues when she danced.
I knew she had daddy issues.
See her trauma.
She called me daddy. So no, anyway, we just kind of hit it off. We were bullshitting all night. She obviously just was not interested in working. And we left together. She called it a night early. Joe, our friend, drove us back to my house. And that was it. That's where it happened. That's where the magic happened.
You fucked the stripper at 16 years old in your childhood bedroom.
In my childhood bedroom, yeah. And then I got her out of there with the fucking quickness, dude. I remember that ride back over the Tappan Zee Bridge at 7 o'clock in the morning where I had to be in like fucking chem class or earth science the next day for sophomore year in high school. It was brutal, dude. Brutal ride. But I made it.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
Yeah, it's a cool story.
Yeah. I learned the birds and the bees from a stripper.
How'd it go?
How'd it go?
Yeah.
I don't really remember it that much, to be honest.
Then it wasn't great.
I remember, obviously, it was my first, but yeah. I'm sure it felt great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sex usually does.
Yeah. It's the idea.
I had the idea behind it. But so yeah, that was it. But yeah, so my firsts are always pretty much out there. Yeah. I just always had myself in that element. You know, I was always in an element where I would have the opportunity to do wild things by design most of the time. But,
Intention.
Yeah, I had intentions on putting myself in places where I thought I'd have the most fun, and typically those put me in pretty wild spots or situations. But I don't, like I said, I love them all, dude. They're great stories. They're like the things you hold on to. You know, I have so many good memories. You know, fun memories. I have shitty ones too, but I have an equal amount of great ones. They help balance it out a little bit.
Remember the first time you cried?
Yeah, the first time I ever cried was man, was it over my ex in high school? No, it wasn't actually. It was my ex, Marissa. I met her when I was in Italy. I really could, and the crazy thing was I was just young and immature, and I could have given two shits at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I really was just, I was in college, I was dating her, I was fucking just, I didn't take the relationship seriously at all, but we were together for a long time. And then, yeah, I don't know, we separated, which was weird. I didn't really care. I kind of just did my thing. And I think I was just in a tough, like tight spot in my life. And I kind of leaned on her a little bit at the time, even though we were separated. And yeah, sure enough, dude, it was just like she pulled the rug right out from under me, like very abruptly.
Yeah.
When I was like in that place. And yeah, it was a combination. I don't know if it's necessarily because of her. I just think I was in a bad place. And that was just kind of the
culmination of everything.
Yeah, kind of just all like hit.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the first time I ever like had a real cry, dude. Well, probably the last time. That was like that was a rough experience for me. It was a hard time in my life though, for sure. So I think she just kind of stuck the knife in. The final stab.
Yeah,
that was it. Kicked me while I was down.
Yeah, jolly stomped you.
She jolly stomped me. Yeah, so I fuck her.
Yeah,
well, she's dead. My ex.
Am I right?
No, actually, she's very successful. PA.
Oh, good. Well, she's happy.
See, when I date women, I fuck them up just enough to become successful in life.
You're a motivating factor.
That's it. You leave relationships.
God, I don't want to do that again. Let me get my shit together.
They're like, I'm going to fucking show him. But hey, listen, if I could give that back to you, great. It's amazing.
That's why you do it.
What greater gift
that's why you do what you do.
What greater gift can I give to my exes in a successful life and career? You know?
God.
No, I'm joking. Honestly, I say things like that, but I'm really not really being genuine when I say that. I've loved
sometimes it's just fun to be an asshole.
Yeah, I'm just fucking joking around. I loved all the girls that I was. I mean, truly, I would never have been with them if I didn't love or care about them. And when I joke around about it, it's just kind of, you know, all the women in my life, and I've always said this, have impacted me positively. All of them, really. The best parts of me have always come out in the relationships with the women that I've been with.
Yeah.
They just have always brought the best out of me. And it's because I typically have dated wonderful women. Truly. And if you could, you know.
Not the one we're talking about earlier.
Who?
At the house? When you were dating?
Oh, Kelly. Wow. No, yeah, she was the exception to the rule for sure. She was an evil fucking bitch. Evil. My parents hated her. And my parents love everybody.
Yeah. That's a good gauge. Your parents?
Especially my parents, because they're so forgiving.
They better be.
But she was. Yeah, I know. They really had a lot of practice.
Hey, you set the precedent.
They had a lot of practice. So yeah, I mean, they hated her. She was. Actually, I left her in Jersey. That's how I broke up with her. We rented a house for the summer, and I went up with her that one weekend, and it was before anybody got there, and I was already kind of just fucking miserable with her. And I started the business, the hair salon with Mikey at the time. Might have been like the first year. And, you know, she just had this crazy fucking fetish. She loved to dress up as herself and act like a cunt every day of her life. That's what she did. So, you guys all right?
Oh, you set that up so good. That was fucking good.
Like a Robbie.
was really good.
So
That made me smile.
Robbie's face.
I didn't think you had that in you.
No,
Where'd that come from? Fucking haymaker. I was expecting you to be like, if she liked to, I was like, what? She liked to like because you were going with cutting hair. I was like, she like to shave your head?
Right.
Oh, that was a good little haymaker you threw there.
That was her thing for sure. So anyway.
I'm stealing that.
Yeah.
That's fucking gold.
So yeah, that's basically was her MO. And so yeah, she just we got to Jersey and she fucking pissed me off for like the final time. I literally walked back to the house, packed my shit, and left her fucking ass in Jersey. It's the last time I ever fucking spoke to her.
Really?
Yep. She called me up like fucking crying. I'm sorry. I was like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Huh?
She was just miserable. She's like the definition of a miserable person.
Just her whole personality.
She was just toxic in every fucking sense of the word, dude.
That'll suck your life out of you.
It did. And I was stressed a lot at the time. And I stayed with her way longer than I should have because I just started my first business and things were so hectic.
Yeah.
And the last thing I wanted in my life was just that dilemma, like that back and forth, that just in and out of a relationship. I wanted nothing to do with it or changing my habits for that matter. And, but yeah, she got me to a place where I was like, fuck it. I don't care if the world burns down. I'm out of here.
Good, man.
Like,
sometimes you just gotta, nip it in the bud and that's it.
Yeah. She was the only one. I can never say a bad thing, honestly, about any other woman I've ever dated. Truly.
Yeah.
I mean that. I've been blessed in that regard. So if any of you are listening, you've all impacted my life positively and honestly probably brought out the best in me most of the time. Unless I was just being a dick. But so
sweet,
isn't it?
Great line.
We've obviously been talking about this for a month.
Yeah, dude, that was a little fucking Johnny Haymaker.
I'm glad I can make you proud, buddy.
Yeah, dude, you did good, kid.
So where are we at now? We digressed a little bit.
First time you cried. That's where we started.
I'd ask you when your first was, but
I'm dead inside.
I was going to say, do you even cry?
No, not often.
Just sit there looking sad.
Usually when people die.
Yeah, that's a pretty common time to cry.
Yeah.
It's a little shocking that that's the first time you've ever cried.
You ever looked into a mirror and cried?
Well, because I hate what I see? No.
No, just so you could really let it out and be like, yeah, I need to process it.
No, I'm waiting for your cry pods to come out, actually.
I told you, when I went to my work trip, I sent you guys a picture of the,
yeah, I saw that. The
focus pods.
The focus pods. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
You put a little fucking tint on those, it's a cry pod, baby. Multitasking.
Just not quite lining up for me still, though, but I can see what you're saying.
Listen, I didn't think we'd have a need for focus pods, right? They're called fucking desks.
We used to call those libraries.
Yeah, right? It's called a quiet room.
Right, exactly.
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
And then they were like, no, we need a segregated box with a table in it for you to go in and focus because you can't focus at work. You need to focus in the focus pod at work.
Yeah, dude, they used to have, the first time I ever saw that was at, you ever see like Capital One? Well, you're in banking, so Capital One does, they have branches that don't have tellers. It's all ATMs.
Yeah.
And they have a cafe. It's typically like a pizza cafe.
I think they're getting rid, or they haven't, but they tried running that model.
Yeah, they had one in Del Rey on Atlantic Avenue.
It's like a whole full service cafe.
Yeah,
the coffee, fruit.
Just no tellers. They have bankers there.
Yeah.
But then that's the first time I ever saw it was a focus pod. They didn't call it that. They called it a quiet room.
In the bank?
In the bank, yeah.
What was the point of it in a bank?
So that if you had like business to conduct,
so you take a business call.
They were doing, maybe for like money transfers, any kind, and all that shit.
Would a banker go in with you? Or
no. It was for your private use to do whatever it was you had to do.
Yeah, because a bank's not quite enough.
Right. So, but they were like thick ass plexiglass. Like they were real deal, dude.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You put a little window tint on that. Get a video device system in there, or a laptop, or an iPad, where you could
just watch sad shit.
Yeah.
Like the last scene in Titanic.
I cried in Titanic.
Well, when Jack went down.
When the guy fell and hit the railing and started pinballing. I was laughing so hard I started crying.
You know, I'll be honest. I actually have the one time I ever really cried in a movie, like cried, was watching The Notebook.
I got choked up.
You know what it was? You know what it is? I have such close bonds with the girls that I've dated. Like genuine. And I mean that. Not that anybody else doesn't. I just always, like I said, I've always had very strong.
I thought you were going to say my grandparents.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I've always had very strong connections. Like, even different from like my girlfriends versus my guy friends. I don't want to say I value the relationship more. It's a very different type of relationship. So I bond differently with women. So yeah, man. For some reason, that last scene where he was reading to her and she came back like out of,
and then they die that night. Spoiler.
Oh, dude,
it's been 20 years. That's a fair spoiler to give out, right?
Yeah, I would
they both
say
die.
So.
Have you seen The Notebook, Doug?
You never saw The Notebook?
They die. Don't get too attached.
Wow.
All right.
We got a tear jerker for you.
Do you remember the movie The Sixth Man?
I do, with Marlon Damon Wayans. Yeah.
Oh, I think it was Marlon.
Marlon.
Yeah, his brother died.
Oh, what's his name from Different Color or Living Color?
I don't remember the other guy.
His brother that died.
Yeah.
He's in Living Color.
Remember he cried. I cried when he died.
Color?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was sad. But no, yeah, that one scene got me.
You cry in The Lion King?
No, I didn't. That was the only movie.
That's because you were like 48 when it came out.
That's the only movie that ever really made me cry. Cry though, not like hysterically, but I felt I could you just could feel that moment between them.
Yeah,
like very deeply.
Yeah, no, I cried. You know? Titanic. It was the scene with the old couple in bed. They were like, "Yeah, we're sad. Poor. We're not getting off this boat.
Fucked.
Get under the blanket, Shelley.
We're already underneath the ship. Now we're going to be down.
We can't fight the crowds.
Right.
These Irish peasants.
They were. I remember they were laying there in their life jackets.
Were they?
Yeah, they had the suit and dress on and their white life jackets.
Probably didn't help.
Probably not. I would say you're pretty fucked at that point. I don't think a life jacket's helping you. I don't know what they were made of back then, but I'm pretty sure they're not what they are today.
I don't know. Did they actually even help you float?
I don't know, dude.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of floating bodies in the water.
Well, yeah, that 20-degree water will do that to you. I don't really
buoyant.
I don't think they had much time. No, I think you were dead for the most part. If you
within a couple minutes.
Yeah, if you didn't get into a life raft almost immediately, you were dead. I mean, hypothermia sets in quick.
Yeah,
for sure.
What other movies? Nothing else made you cry?
Things that made me tear up, but nothing that made me cry. Cry. I could tear up. I could get choked up from in a lot of movies. Like if it's a sad enough scene. Oh, you know what made me get choked up was you ever see Southpaw with Rachel McAdams and Jake Gyllenhaal?
Clips of it.
So when his wife got shot and died on the floor in that ballroom, like his reaction to it was like, man, he's such a great actor, but yeah, his emotion, like raw emotion, and how he was so in love with her. If you watch the movie, I mean, it was like, man, I could feel how he felt like to lose someone that you loved that deeply. That choked me up. That was a tough scene to watch.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that's about time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Another great episode for all you. Hope you enjoy it. And we'll be back next week. So keep on tuning in. Check us out on IG at notfornothing.podcast, TikTok at notfornothingpodcast. And you can check out our YouTube channel, which is also Not For Nothing Podcast, as well as Spotify, Apple, and Amazon to watch the episode. So thank all of you for tuning in. Keep the feedback coming, and we appreciate all the support. Thanks, guys.